What up, e-bikers? So this is going to be a little bit of a different video. We actually don't have an e-bike we're going to be looking at today. It is fairly late in the evening, but I thought tonight I would go ahead and answer a question a lot of people have been asking me, which is how did I get into e-bikes and start my own e-bike business? Many of you may know I do have another YouTube channel that I've been doing for about 10 years with over 500,000 subscribers and 100 million views. So people are like, what possessed you to start a brand new channel, start from the ground up, working from scratch? How many metaphors can I throw into this? And so tonight I thought I would answer those questions for you guys. So hang tight. We're going to discuss what got me into e-bikes in the first place tonight on GreenMotion. All right, so as a lot of you know, the other channel that I've had for about 10 years was actually based around e-cigs. About 10 years ago, I was able to quit smoking after 20 years, and I got so excited about that, I felt so much better that I felt like this is something I had to share with people. Nothing had ever worked for me before, the patch, the gum, cold turkey, none of that. And then when I found my first e-cig, ordered that for my wife and I at the time, I was actually able to quit the first day I got that. So anyways, that was something I felt like was a healthier alternative for me. And then 10 years later, when I got into the e-bikes, it just seemed like a natural progression. I was feeling better, had better lung capacity, and it just seemed like going from e-cigs to e-bikes was going to be that next level of a healthier, more productive lifestyle. And so I definitely wanted to start a channel and bring that to you guys as well. So, I really didn't know much about e-bikes. The only time I'd ever ridden one was when I was in Seattle using one of those ride-share Lime e-bikes. Now that is a class 1 e-bike. They'll do like 15 miles per hour with pedal assist. So they could get you around, basically. They were functional, but they weren't that much fun. But I had an incident when I was over visiting my father. He had broken his hip and was in a rehab facility. And the place he was in was up in Queen Anne, where it had this windy driveway, cars parked on both sides. If another car was coming the other way, it was very tough to get by. On what was basically the last night, I had to go over and drive up that crazy driveway to visit him. When I was leaving that night, pulling out, I managed to scrape up the side of my Dodge Charger. And so I was going to have to put that thing in the shop and was going to be without a vehicle for about 2 weeks. So I started looking at e-bikes, looking at reviews on YouTube, and all of a sudden I realized that those Lime ride-share e-bikes like they had in Seattle weren't the only kind of e-bike that existed. I discovered the class 2 e-bike, and I was like, what? You're telling me there's an e-bike that can do 20 miles per hour with pedal assist or a throttle? I was like, how the hell have I not heard about this? So I initially just got that e-bike as a means to commute from home to work while my car was being worked on. And to my amazement, man, when I got that thing, it was the most fun I had had in a long time. And then after having it for that couple of weeks, when I got my car back, I wasn't even interested in using it. I ended up parking it out of the driveway, put a car cover over it, and that entire summer, last summer, I just rode my e-bike everywhere. Started doing the loop trail, started doing 20-mile rides out to the town next to us and back, taking back roads and things. And again, another nice surprise I had that I hadn't expected from the e-bike was I ended up losing 25 pounds and felt better than I had in years. Around that point, I just became obsessed with the e-bike. I was saving gas, it was saving me money, I was getting in better shape, I wasn't putting exhaust fumes out into the atmosphere, it was better for me, it was better for the environment, and that was really where it all sparked from. I started working connections with some of the companies in China, using some of the companies that I had already worked with in my last business, and was able to get referrals and start sourcing e-bikes for myself, bringing them in, and within about 1 year, man, everything had changed. You know, I had no idea that the COVID was going to come and all of that, but the e-bike industry really just took off on this past year. So things just really picked up down at the store. I was able to go from selling other people's e-bikes into creating my own custom designed e-bikes and having those manufactured and brought in, kind of like this GreenMotion custom step-through e-bike I showed you guys last week. Mostly from $1,000 to $1,500, and just as I suspected, man, they have taken off. especially with a little bit of the older crowd, people in their 40s and 50s, even 60s and 70s, to my surprise, have really loved the chance to get back into biking again. And the difference between having a regular bike when you haven't biked in a long time is that it's very tough to get over that hump to where it starts to be fun. You're in too bad a shape. You got to go up a hill. It's killing you. You know, you just don't feel great. You're struggling. You feel like all the cars going by can tell you're struggling. Now I can be cruising up that same hill doing 20 miles an hour and having a great time. So the nice thing about an e-bike is you can start having fun on day one, and then you can get into shape as you go over time. But anyways, guys, that is my e-bike story, how I got into e-bikes, and then what eventually led me into selling e-bikes and opening up my own e-bike store. So if you guys have an e-bike story about how you discovered e-bikes or how you got into them and the results thereof, if you've lost weight, if you just feel like you have more peace in the day when you go out for those e-bike rides, I would love to hear about that down in the comments below. And if you have not done so already, please do subscribe to this channel. It is greatly appreciated. I love each and every one of my e-bikers. And then also be sure to give us a like, share this video with anybody you know who you think could benefit from an e-bike. And other than that, guys, I'm going to let you get on with the rest of your e-biking day. Please do check out GreenMotionEbikes.com if you haven't already. If you're thinking about getting an e-bike, if I convinced you today just how awesome they are, then please go over to the website. We have a ton of affordable e-bikes over there, the best prices that you're going to find anywhere. All right, guys, thank you for hanging out, listening to my story, and I will definitely catch you back here with a brand new e-bike to review on the next video.